Hello everyone, welcome, good morning. So today we are doing a whole bunch of things around home. I've got laundry going, I have baking to do, I have plants to water, I have some plants to put in the ground. So let's do another inspirational video today. I'm going to show you how to make a banana bread using some of your leftover sourdough starter, and that's going to be fun because we're always chucking that sourdough starter away, and you don't have to. There's tons of stuff that you can make with it, and I did find a recipe online, so I'm going to share that with you and also let you know what blog I found it on, and we'll make that together today, and then we'll see what else happens throughout the day. I want to go out and collect some violet flowers because all the wild violets are in bloom right now, and I was thinking about making violet jelly, but there's other things that you can do with the flowers, so I'm going to think throughout the day if there's anything else that I'd like to do, because I usually do the jelly, and I don't know, I think I'd like to maybe be a little bit more creative with it today, but we'll see what happens. I'll probably end up making jelly. So let's see what the day brings us. It's going to just be a creative around the home kind of day, and I hope that you get some inspiration out of it. We will be in the garden as well. So let's have a good day and come along with me and share in some of the stuff that you like to do when you have a day off and feeling creative. Start by buttering your bread pans and preheating your oven to 360 degrees. Next, choose some very overripe bananas. I'm doubling this batch, but I'm going to give you the single recipe. So 2 overripe bananas and 1 1/4 cups of brown sugar, blended well. To this, we're going to add 1 1/4 teaspoons of pure vanilla extract, and then prepare our sourdough. So our sourdough starter should be nice and bubbly and active, and we're going to measure out for a single batch 100 grams. I did 125 grams because I'm doubling my batch up. So use 100 grams of your sourdough starter. And just start adding this right to your blended mix. And then add 2 eggs. Again, I'm doubling mine. And then mix everything very well. Next come your dry ingredients. So you're going to add in 2 cups of all-purpose unbleached flour, 1 1/4 teaspoons of baking soda, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Next, prepare your wet ingredients, which is 1/4 cup of neutral tasting oil and 1/4 cup of milk. And you want to stir this together lightly. Add it to your mixture in the blender and blend it until smooth and fully incorporated. This is what your batter should look like at the end. Pour it into your prepared pans and bake at 360 degrees for 45 minutes to 1 hour, or until dry in the center. Enjoy. This is one of the best banana breads I've ever had. Okay, so we got our bagels done and our banana bread done, and now it's time to go out and pick some wild violets. They're all over the yard, all over the woods. So let's go grab as much as we can possibly get. Definitely make that jelly, and then we'll see what else we can do with any extras that we have. So I had to put a coat on because it's freezing outside. It's like almost back down into the 30s today. We get one really nice day in the 80s, and then it just drops down to freezing cold again. So let's go do this. So here's a nice big patch of violets, and they're very easy to identify. So the leaves are like a rounded, flat little leaf, and here's the flower. They have a little stem, and you can see how the pansy originated from these little guys. So we're going to just pick a whole bunch of these. Probably have to find a couple different spots of them to get as much as possible. And I will be back. So now I'm just sitting back here at the edge of my property where we have a little creek that runs through, and this ends our property line right here in the back. And I just love coming out here, sitting, listening to birds. A lot of times I'll see ducks out here, herons, egrets, owls. Couple times we've seen bald eagles, but you really have to be watching carefully if you're going to see the eagles, unless they're flying right overhead. They're still rare to see, but we're finding them more and more, which is amazing. But yes, I'm still out here picking violets, and figured I'd just give you a beautiful look. Everything's filling in, and it's just going to keep getting prettier and prettier out here as the season goes on. Coming up one of the paths, and the maypops are all up. I'm right in the middle of my path, but there's some maypops going up through the woods, so that's a good sign. Usually when the maypops are popping up, it's a good time to start finding some mushrooms, so I am keeping my eyes peeled while I'm out here. The wild violets are harvested and looking absolutely beautiful, and I love making this jelly because it's a beautiful, just a jar of it is so pretty, and two, I just have so many violets and they're so yummy that it's just great to make this jelly. So the first thing I do is I start filling it with, I fill it with cold water and just let it set for a few minutes, because bugs are going to definitely be an issue. There are going to be little tiny ants, little tiny spiders, just, you know, of course, because it's nature, and this is what we deal with when we harvest in the wild, even our own yards. So I'm going to fill this with some cold water, just enough to cover the flowers, and I'm going to let it set for about 5 minutes, just enough to really kill off anything that's in here. Then I'm going to rinse them well, make sure I pick out any bugs that I find. I just don't want to soak it so long that I really start leaching out color and benefits of the flowers. So a quick soak is going to be all I need. Once your violets have been soaked, leave it sitting in a colander for about 20 minutes, and any remaining bugs that might be in the flowers will start coming up and climbing up the walls of the colander to escape the water. So you want to give it a few minutes to really make sure any little bugs are out of your flowers. For this recipe, you're going to want to use fruit pectin. You can use any type that you like. Generally, you measure out 2 cups of flours, but I have a lot more left than what I used. So I'm going to go ahead and double up this recipe. So I'm going to do 4 cups of flours, which means I'll need an extra box of my pectin. So if you're just doing one batch, you can just have everything that I'm doing and make a smaller batch. Cover your flours with 4 cups of boiling water. And then I'm going to juice, I have 2 lemons here that I'm going to juice. You want half a cup of lemon juice added to your flours and water. And now it's ready to set up for about 24 hours or overnight, and just let it steep and collect all of its color and flavor. And we'll get back to this tomorrow morning. All right, here we are next morning, and look at the color of this water. It is so pretty. But not only is this jelly going to be pretty, it's also going to be very high in antioxidants, and it's also a really good anti-inflammatory. Violets are also high in vitamin C, and the entire plant is edible. You can definitely use the leaves like in salad or infusions or anything else that you want to do with them. All right, let's make our jelly. This will be a low cook so as not to burn your sugars. Add 2 cups of your violet water to a warm pan, and you're going to set this on low to medium low and cook slowly. Add 2 cups of white sugar, white to make sure we don't interfere with the color of our violets, and a 1.75 ounce package of fruit pectin. Stir everything in together until everything dissolves and begin to cook. You'll want to cook for about 6 to 7 minutes and let the liquid slowly reduce. You're looking for a thickened consistency that starts to feel and look syrupy. It should look about like this. Next, you can pack your jelly into jars and water can it for 10 minutes at a rolling boil. And your jelly is finished. Enjoy. So this wraps up my busy couple of days of lots of baking and making wild violet jelly. I actually had excess violet water left over after making the jelly today. So I have some Knox gelatin, and I'm actually going to turn the rest into violet jello, and I'm going to add splashes of cherry vodka to make like a violet cherry jello shot. So we'll see how that actually turns out, and if there's any interest in wanting to know how to make those, just leave me some comments below and maybe I can do a video on doing that as well. So I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching such a long video. If you make anything from the video, please post it below. Please share it, whatever you want to do, and have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I would really appreciate it. You all have a wonderful day. Bye.